Welcome everyone, and thank you for coming along to our webinar on farm environment plans. It's very lovely to have you here today, and it's really timely too because it's World Environment Day today. Hopefully you've grabbed some lunch and you can eat while you're listening to us today. We'll go for about half an hour, and we're recording this so that if you'd like to refer back to it, you can. Welcome again, and if you would like to just type in the bottom, you've got a chat function there. I'm going to just share my screen, and if you would like to just type in the chat box where you're from and why you are interested in a farm environment plan, we can get a sense of who's listening in today and how we can best answer your questions. I'll give you a few minutes to type in the chat box. While you do that, oh cool, hi everyone. Yep, we're recording that, and I'm going to share my screen properly this time. As we go through the outline today, please feel free to use the chat box to type any questions you may have, and don't wait till the end. But then of course we will have time then as well. So this is our team, a small team of 12, whole of New Zealand, 7 regional coordinators, 1 project coordinator, our CEO and 3 support staff based in the head office in Hamilton. Our mission is sustainable land management through community involvement. We have a cross-section of trustees from the production, recreation, Māori businesses and environmental protection sectors. Robust discussion around the table focuses on sustainable land and water management, and we are an independent charitable trust, so we don't have that regulatory tell you what to do function. Rather, we are here to provide independent advice and support. We're very happy today to be partnering with Rural Women New Zealand. Rural Women is an integral part of New Zealand's rural landscape. From the early days as the Women's Division of the Farmers Union in 1925, Rural Women New Zealand has become an authoritative voice on health services, education, environment and social issues in the rural sector. Today we have Kate Reese from Onewhero with us to share her experience of going through the process of a farm environment plan, and we are very grateful to have you here today, Kate. Thank you.
Oh, not a problem. My pleasure.
Oh, it's great. Clearly, farm environment plans are not new and have been around in some form or another since the 1970s, as you can see from the diagram. Just to be clear around the definition of a farm environment plan, it is an environmental risk management tool that helps farmers and landowners recognise on-farm environmental risks and then sets out a program of action to manage those risks. Therefore, it's a living document with actions that need updating and refining over time. From 2018, the entire country sort of moved the terminology to farm environment plans, and that focus was on complying with the regional plans and national policy statement in addition to implementing good management practices. And although I notice in the new Action for Healthy Waterways, they go back to the term farm plan. Now, is an FEP going to be useful for your farm? Finding the balance between environmental and economic sustainability and what we use the land for is an enormous challenge, and this is where an FEP can be useful. Rural Women New Zealand and the New Zealand Landcare Trust do not offer farm environment plans or promote one company over another, but we feel it's a useful tool in the toolbox to have. There are large regional differences and one size does not fit all, and it's very much dependent on the risk profile of your farm and the catchment within you are. With the recent announcement of the Action for Healthy Waterways, the government, through an amendment to the RMA, will make it mandatory to have freshwater module in a farm plan. This is not required immediately, but over the next 12 plus months. The government will work with primary sector representatives, iwi, Māori, regional councils and other interested groups to develop new regulations which will set out the exact requirements for mandatory freshwater modules of farm plans. It is the intention to build on existing industry body or agribusiness farm plans. The government will prioritise this work in catchments most in need of improvement or protection, so the time to start thinking about the benefits of a farm environment plan is now. With the legislation from 2010 and 2012 introducing co-management for iwi and central and local government working together in the Waikato and Waipa river catchments, the 5 river tribes, Ngāti Maniapoto, Raukawa, Ngāti Tuwharetoa, Te Arawa River Iwi and Waikato Tainui have been partners in developing the Healthy Rivers Plan for Change, Waiora, Hiro, Taki, Haipai project. The vision and strategy for the Waikato River, Te Turu Whaimana o Te Awa o Waikato, is the primary direction-setting document for the Waikato and Waipai rivers and focuses on restoring and protecting the health and well-being of the rivers for current and future generations. Plan Change 1 was notified on the 22nd of April this year, and an extension to submissions for 70 days from the 11th of May has been granted. And I've asked Alistair, who's helping us out in the scenes, behind the scenes there, to put the links up for that on the chat function, because there are many rules depending on where you are in these catchments, the size of your farm and your farming activities. Cool. And now we're going to hand over to Kate to talk from her perspective. Thank you, Kate.
Oh, no, not a problem. Hi everyone, my name's Kate Reese and I'm a sheep and beef farmer and member of Rural Women New Zealand. Together with my husband and 2 teenage children, we farm a 315 hectare hill country block in Onewhero in the North Waikato. I am by no means an expert in farm environment plans. I'm just here today to tell you about our experience so far. A bit of background, first of all. Although I grew up on the farm that we now own, we've only been in the business of farming for 4 years. We maintained my father's stock policies for the first year of farm ownership while we became familiar with farm management. He farmed breeding ewes and trading cattle in about 60-40 stock unit ratio and wintering just under 10 stock units per hectare. Even before the farm environment plans came about, we decided to change our stocking policies to farm a lighter class of stock, as heavier cattle were causing too much damage to pasture over winter and they weren't actually gaining any weight. We've assigned particular areas of the farm to be exclusively grazed by sheep, as you can see in the slide there, particularly where there's steep slopes and right next to waterways, just to try and keep the cattle out as much as possible without having to fence. We've installed water reticulation, fenced off riparian strips on parts of the farm so far, and planted trees for erosion control and stock shade as well, so improving the health of stock. Nitrogen fertiliser is applied strategically on our farm, with the quantity determined by soil tests and the applications timed with the weather. We've found beef and lamb instrumental in keeping us up to date with evolving water quality regulations, especially working in collaboration with regional councils to provide farm environment plan workshops around the country. I highly recommend attending one of these workshops. They help to wrap your head around the main issues and get you started on your farm environment plan. Beef and lamb have plenty of useful environmental related resources on their website too, including a farm environment plan template. So you can download it from their website. Yep, there we go. There's the link. Thank you, Alistair. The beef and lamb farm environment template is structured differently to the Waikato Regional Council's template. And to make it fit our purposes, we'll be combining elements from both templates to create a comprehensive farm environment plan for our farm, and one that we'll actually use in the management of our farm as well. Like your respective farms, ours is unique. The risks and mitigations will be different for every property. As you can see, we've got lots of hills, other parts of the Waikato, much gentle rolling country. As long as your plan includes the information required by Healthy Rivers Plan Change 1, I recommend structuring your plan so it's of some use to you and simple to update going forward. We already have good farming practices in place. Our plan will formalise our actions and encourage us to be even better stewards of the land. Another resource we've found to be very useful is at farmmenus.org.nz. It provides a range of recommended practices to improve nutrient management and reduce impacts on water quality. So they do that in a kind of a low, medium, high risk table of sorts, and they've got you can apply it to dairy farms or dry stock. Really useful. The Waikato Regional Council will be happy to supply you with maps, including boundary maps, slope maps, and LUC, so land use classification maps. Just ask them; they're really helpful. And another great mapping tool that we will be using to define features on our farm will be Google Earth as well. We'll be including caveats in our farm environment plan to address factors outside of our control, specifically the weather and the markets to which our products are sold. We have no control over those whatsoever. So timeframes and actions detailed in our plan can be severely impacted by these adverse events. So there's been no mention of that in farm planning whatsoever. We're going to add it in just to make it more real, I guess, yeah, and workable. So yes, farm environment plans mean more paperwork for farming businesses, and I know most of us would rather be out there getting on with the business of farming. But while the initial investment in time and effort might seem an inconvenience, your plan will be an important management tool going forward, turning your good intentions into action and helping New Zealand to stay clean and green without sacrificing productivity. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kate. So we've got time for questions now, and I can turn that off. Oh, and we've got all of those things there. So cover local farmers. Right. So if you haven't already, please pop your questions into the chat, or if you would prefer to ask your question directly, we can do that as well. How to get a farm plan if I'm a dairy farmer? Oh, that's great. That's you can, if you're a Fonterra supplier, Fonterra offer farm environment plans, and so you contact your sustainable ag advisor there. And if you don't have an PDF writer, how can the template be written on? Is that something, can the template be downloaded as a Word document? Whose template is it? Right. Yeah. So if it's a PDF and you don't have a PDF writer, you could copy and paste it into a Word document, couldn't you? And then just do it that way. Is there a template for our area? Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Thanks, Kate. Okay, as soon as you know, you're going to set up a template for Onewhero. Yeah, go. That's brilliant. That's
I'm going to share it with everybody else too.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And everybody else.
Actually, and we've also got a completed template. So there's a completed template on the regional council one, and we've been very fortunate from Fonterra to share us a completed farm plan a farm environment plan from the Owl Farm, which is in St Peter's School in Cambridge there. And so if you would be interested in receiving that, because it's 4.2 megabytes, then let me know, and we'll send it to you after the event. Oh, and you can also use fill and sign on Adobe Reader. Okay, so that might be helpful for the person who can't use a PDF writer. So where to go for more information? New Zealand Landcare Trust. Contact your local regional council, land management officer, Beef and Lamb New Zealand, Fonterra Sustainable Dairying Advisor, and Farm IQ also have an online farm environment plan program. So you can see our website here, and we've got some upcoming more farm environment planning events coming up. We've got a series. We're running the series. This is the first one of the series, so everybody else is going to do so much better than me. Kate's done fantastically. I'd like to thank you very much, Kate. But you can see here we've got the one today. Yeah, Hawke's Bay happening on the 17th of June, Manawatu Wanganui on the 18th of June, Otago the 22nd of June, Nelson Marlborough on the 24th of June, Bay of Plenty on the 25th of June, and the Canterbury one is in July. And then we've also got coming up next Tuesday, which is really cool, because we've been doing some webinars with Farm IQ, and the first one we had was on what is a farm environment plan, and then the next one coming up, this might be interested for people who are interested in mapping, one on Tuesday the 9th of June at 7 p.m. It's all about mapping an FEP, and then planning and implementing your FEP goals and objectives is on Tuesday the 23rd of June at 7 p.m. Both of these are with the New Zealand Landcare Trust and Farm IQ. So hopefully that's given you enough confidence to feel like you can move confidently in undertaking a farm environment plan. And I'd just like to thank everybody once again for coming along to our...
Hang on, Nadine.
Yes,
sorry. I'm going to interrupt.
No, go for it.
Craig Simpson does have a question about the beef and lamb template. He's
okay.
Asking if it will suffice for the government's regulations.
Yeah,
it'll have to be. It'll have to be editable because I've got to add the freshwater module. But the Waikato Regional Council's, the Healthy Rivers regulations, are actually much stricter.
It is much stricter.
Yes. Yeah, action for healthy waterways. Yeah, so yeah, it will definitely satisfy that in that respect. I'd keep an eye on the beef and lamb communications or the website because they will be updating all of their resources accordingly now, and then communicating that with farmers as well. So and it's available to dairy farmers as well as dry stock. So
yes,
I don't think we're all separate in this.
That's right. Yeah. And it's tricky because absolutely, it so is, and it's tricky because the timing of this one was just after the announcement and before probably any agencies had a chance to update any information on their websites. So we're kind of fallen into a little gap there. But you're right. The Healthy Rivers one is much more stricter than the Action for Healthy Waterways that the government's put out. So if you're in the Waikato Waipa, you're going to be doing a great job, and in fact the government should be looking at that as a model really, and that's my opinion though. Not what they have to do. Okay, I'm going to stop now.
No, well, it's got to be right. You see, it's a working document, and it's going to be a work in progress for years to come. So it has to be editable and updatable, and you've got to roll with it basically.
That's right. Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming along. And we're allowing you a little extra 10 minutes for your lunchtime now. But do, if you have any other questions that you think about afterwards, you're always welcome to contact us, and we can do our best to answer those. We'll download the recording, put it up on our website when we can in the next little while, maybe a week or so, and then. But do tune into some of the other events that are happening as well. And thank you once again for coming, and enjoy the rest of your World Environment Day. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
You too. Bye.